Yeah, so hopefully now I'm here for the next couple of hours. Let's just get that sorted. Yeah, if anyone else wants to start streaming, basically. No, I mean, there is a lot of crossover between my audience and Ian's, so that's kind of natural. The slight frustration is that I didn't see it beforehand, so it means that nobody's going to get notified about this stream, which is a bit annoying, but I will cope, and this will always be available on catch up. I think over the weekend some crossover is going to be kind of unavoidable, just simply because it just is, because I'm planning on doing quite a bit of streaming over the weekend, and so is Ian. So, hi Flora, yes, thank you. Yeah, it was designed by Alex, Mercy and Media on Twitter, and he's serious or something in the chat. I can't remember his Twitch name, but yes, I didn't ask. He popped up one morning saying, "I had a thought last night, and I got a bit bored, and I made this." So here we are. I just thought I'd make myself the centre of attention, and then we can just kind of squint at the VHS. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure people won't mind that. Oh no, that's the cult tape. I didn't realise I brought the cult tape with me, but there we go. Maybe it is cursed. Maybe I just couldn't let it go. Let it go, let it go. Rachel River Grass Arena. How are you doing anyway, Flora? It is weird times, and that's why we're all here. Right. Yeah, as I say, I don't know how many will be joining us. I hope people will just kind of filter in over the next hour or two when they realise that I'm on. As I say, the one frustrating thing about stopping and starting is that my notifications, that YouTube, Twitch puts restrictions on them, so that you can't do it twice in the space of, I think it's 4 hours. And it's understandable, because then you would, people would just be able to spam with notifications, but there we go. Of course, yeah, I was joking about the bit about me. I got 3 different overlays now, and he gave me the basic setup. So I've got this for when it's mainly me talking, but that's there. The setup's completely different, so I'm slightly turned around. So I've got this setup for when I'm talking to you guys, and we don't mind having that in the corner. I've got this set up for when I'm looking at something that might be a bit dodgy. And then we got this set up for when I'm looking at this stuff. And it's muted. And oh no, what? My God, do I need this today? Hi Gareth. Hey ZX. Yeah, I don't know why that's not doing anything. That's a worry. Let's process it. Yeah, thank you. Nothing else has actually changed. I've not got any of the stuff that you would kind of expect me to have set up. Now, why can't we hear? Can you guys? No, you can't, because it's not. Right, this is a worry. Ah. Oh, there we go. That's that aspect of it. Rub the batteries. Yeah, this should be... So we can see stuff. That's the good news. Oh, my notifications are very loud. That SCART was barely in at all. Just bear with me, just look at my crotch, it's wonderful. It's a top crotch, top notch crotch. Oh, come on. And now everything is far too loud in my ears. Okay, how's that for everyone? Michael Goff, the celestial toy maker himself. Right. That's better. Shush, this is a good video. Hello, Emma. Yeah, so as I was explaining, Alex, aka Mercy and Media on Twitter, just messaged me one morning saying I was up late last night, couldn't sleep, just had an idea in my head for an overlay. Here you go, and I think it's wonderful. I genuinely was like, wow, that looks really cool. Yeah, I was just like, okay, yeah, that's amazing. And he was like, you don't have to use it. It's fine. It's like, I want to use it. It's great. I had to ask him to change the aspect ratio slightly because it didn't quite fit. But yeah, it's really nice. And as I say, I've got 3 different settings. So full screen me, full screen VHS, and full screen me when I'm blanking out the VHS. I put the test card bit in there, which is why it's slightly wonky. But yeah, I immediately was like, yeah, there's possibilities for this. This is very cool. So, and if I ever get the stream elements thing going, which I've not done, I think that's how you can have chat in the corner. So I'll be able to have chat down there, hopefully. Because I know I've seen people have it where it's transparent, sort of coming up, so the chat would kind of come up transparent against the VHS labels. I'll have to play with that at some point, but hey Mandy, yeah, I'm alright, thanks. Yeah.
We could finally see something of the
quite nostalgic just seeing the screen. Yeah, absolutely. It's
to do the survey. Some decisions were pretty obvious.
Is that Fred Dinage?
Steve had already expressed a wish to see the back of the ugly old.
It sounds like the voice of Fred Dinage to me.
And we felt we really needed to do something about the straight path.
Although maybe it isn't.
By realigning part of it, we immediately created a much more interesting shape. The main border was now tailor-made for a raised bed, and that also solved the problem of a sideways slope. With a small house,
this is fascinating.
Part of the living space. So
I've got no idea what this is or what's going on.
Was made into an outdoor dining room. There are lots of hard surfaces in this garden, and that can look a bit severe.
It's a bit quiet for you guys. Okay.
With tubs and containers filled with colourful flowering plants.
Hey man, is that Richard Wright? Yeah, I'm alright.
Which gave us views through.
Show a drawing for 5 minutes, yeah. Let's skip on slightly. I don't know if this is dirt on the tape or. Hey man, how are you doing?
It's a pretty terrible lawn. So next week we'll be dealing with lawns.
And we'll also be showing you how you can get colour into any garden by using containers.
That looked like Fred. That's not. I don't think he's involved. No. Hey Tom, how you doing? Yeah, I guess maybe Gardener's World. Last day in work for a bit. Ah man, lucky you. Well, unlucky. You know.
BBC book, which accompanies the series, is now available through bookshops and garden centres.
Yeah, when I was more juvenile, I would
In its
laugh
new
at Gay
season on
Search.
2, 40 Minutes uncovers the macabre jungle secrets of the South Pacific. And invites you to be a fly on the wall.
Now I'm a grown-up and I just name my land in Animal Crossing Fartland. It's clever.
Now enter the dangerous places where our relationship with the animals has gone
Yeah,
totally
1991,
wrong.
I'm guessing. Ah, thank you for the sub, Dan.
Can you feel the primal rhythm of the wild men of Texas?
Yeah.
Are you
I
affected
was way ahead of you on that one, Gareth.
Or are you part
But
of the
I'll
new
blame
breed
lag.
to whom the
Hey,
environmental
Arsenal, how you
pollution
doing?
has become a potential killer?
Yeah, sorry Matt, Twitch has a
40
restriction
seconds on the new season of 40 Minutes, now on Tuesdays
that
on 2.
you can't... I think it's like 4 hours. It won't send
9
out
o'clock
multiple
news on BBC
notifications.
One now is followed in half an hour by the drama series Love Hurts, in which Zoe Wanamaker as Tessa runs into a spot of male chauvinism on a business trip to the Gambia.
I'm alright, thanks. I'm actually alright today.
Pamela Reed stars as a talented writer and divorced
Do it,
woman
Flora.
in an
Do it.
atmospheric film drama set in the small Minnesota town of Rachel River.
I'll be honest, I'm still not quite sure how it's any different to Animal Crossing New Leaf. It doesn't seem massively different so far. I was dead against buying it, and then just like what happened with Pokemon, I was like, this doesn't look any different. I'm not going to buy it. And then as the sort of minutes ticked on, I'm like, I'm going to buy it. I think that's what they call FOMO. So what was this film? Was anyone paying attention? Because I wasn't. Not said the title yet. You see, I'm guessing the announcer said the title. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, entirely got Mercy and Media on Twitter, Alex, to thank for that. Yeah, he just messaged me and was like, I've done this. You can use it if you want. You don't have to. And I was like, yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, so very grateful to him. It's... No, this is all still via the DVD recorder. Yep, I've lugged everything down to my mum's. Yeah, luckily my brother-in-law was able to come and get me yesterday. So I've got my VCR, my DVD recorder, and about 70 videos. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be... I'm going to start to run out at some point, and yeah. Well, that can't be the same film. I suppose it could be. I mean, we didn't see very much of that film to tell, so... It probably is. It all looks a bit old and faded. Have to instigate rationing of it. That's one suggestion. To be honest, though, I think... Assuming people don't just shut down eBay... they were all recorded on a different machine, Tom. None of them were recorded on this machine. I mean, as I've said many times, these are not my tapes. I did not record these tapes. Right, okay, sorry Tom, I know. don't know what all this is, but it's something half recorded over by a newer machine. Yeah. I feel like I've really dropped the ball on this tape already. But you know, I've got to get back into the swing of it after a day off. Yeah, it does look quite grim, doesn't it? You're here for some prawn roulette. Pick a tape, you feel lucky. I mean, yeah, who knows, but probably not. Singing detective might be. How are we all doing anyway? We all getting through? We all KBO? In isolation? Oh man. Are you ill, or is it someone in your family's ill, or back to work rota system at school from Weds? Still stuck at home, but if your streams keep me occupied, well, I'm trying. so haven't slept very. It's difficult. I mean, in isolation. Is it confirmed COVID then? Rolls up. Still working from home. Help. Fair enough, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Not confirmed, okay. But you've got mild COVID symptoms. I get that. You know, that's the difficult thing. No, that's Flora. It's fine, honestly. You know, as much as we're kind of trying to chill out and keep it light, there's no point. There's no point ignoring the situation, is there? You know, it's weird times when, you know, we're gathering together to kind of hang out. You know, we're not going to dwell on what's going on, but if people are struggling, you know, it's okay. I went out into town this morning. Went out to Fareham and kind of sort of went round the shops, kind of as normal. No Betamax tapes, no Betamax. Just VHS. Because I'm not a pervert. I mean, I am a pervert, but is it cut out, Chris? No, I don't think so. You see, I've got to say, in Fareham, it's pretty much business as usual. It seemed. You know, some things are starting to shut down. Some of the charity shops are a couple. No, I think only two of them were actually closed. There's a lot of charity shops. That's why I like it here. Yeah, two of them were closed, but a few of them had signs saying, London might well be going on lockdown, but I'm not in London anymore. Now my mum's in Fareham, Hampshire. I evacuated yesterday. And then I left London. Hey! Because evacuated can mean doing a poo. Like, I evacuated my bowels. You get it. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not in an ideal setup, but Louisville had its first confirmed death. Yeah. I mean, we do have to still bear in mind that although that's kind of grim news to read, it's actually moved further. Yeah. Well, most of my tapes are still in London, Tom. You know, 400 odd of them are still in London. I just got sort of picked up 2 boxes. The guy, yeah, that's the thing, Dan. It's a very small percentage of the population. Pretty much everyone who's died has had other health issues
Next Sunday, flea bites.
going on. It's
Flea circus.
it's a good time for a hike. I mean,
Bikes and chariots.
in many ways, that would solve a problem if you guys wanted to break into my house in London and steal all the videos.
Flea has only one talent, but it is a talent greater than all the other creatures.
He never stops kicking.
Of course, there is one advantage.
Who told you this?
Well, they told me my boy was dead. Who knows? There's always survivors. Look at the fleas.
Screen 2 presents Flea Bites. Next Sunday.
Wait till
at 5
tomorrow night
past
with all the
10.
clubs. Yeah,
BBC2.
are they not shutting down? London wasn't deserted at all when I left. I mean, I don't know what they've decided today.
Now on BBC Two, we transport you around wartime Britain with the thespian throng, including actor manager
Thespians.
Albert Finney as Sir and Tom Courtney, Norman.
There's an episode of Screen 2 called The Grass Arena. Well, okay. Thank you. So this is where we were at the start of the video, isn't it? This is... yeah. The dresser. So that means I can save that. Yeah, so basically this is my mum's room normally, but when I come down, very kindly, she gives up the room to me, and I take over, and because there's a spare room with a single bed, and she's quite a small woman, and I'm quite a large man, and she's like, just, yeah. Which, yeah, I always say, if you want me sleeping out, I'm absolutely happy to. I mean, it wouldn't be comfortable, but I don't tell her that. But yeah, no, so I'm in here, but we do share the house with some deviants. Charlie! No, he is not. He is not caring about the VHS tape stream. I mean, why would he? I suppose. But hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Yeah, he is dead to the world. Not dead, but he is dead to the world. And there's another one around here somewhere, but you will not see him. Almost certainly not. You might. At some point you might catch a glimpse of him. But, yeah. It's very unlikely. He's Louis. He's quite a skittish cat. Hey, Roscoe. Hey, Chris. Hey, anyone else that I missed coming in while I was showing you all the cats. He is acting like a cat. Very. Cats don't care if you catch it. Either way, they get fed. I will say, he in particular... I mean, he's quite a sort of... He's quite a loving cat anyway. I mean, you know, Charlie is quite... Louis is quite kind of... As I say, quite shy, quite skittish. He'll come up for fuss when... on occasion, but yeah, certainly last night Charlie was all over me. Because they do pick up on stuff, don't they? I mean... But yeah, because normally he would still go and sleep in with Mum, but he was with me pretty much the whole night.
60 treble 7.
Darts, that's what we want. Ah, you've got allergies, have you, Chris? Yeah.
You can't stop a train! It's not allowed! Do you know there's a war on? It's against regulations!
My two are the same, no damns given. Yeah. Oh. Mike Gregory's from your hometown. Well, I guess you're rooting for him then.
Gregory had a ding-dong with Harrington. 1 inch 4-3.
140!
Kevin Kelly had a 4-0 win over Warner.
Struggling a little bit with the tracking on this one,
The
but
freshest.
hey, Shepherdess, how you doing? No, there are no stupid information. No.
60 treble 17 and
Basically,
goal.
it's all
The
good.
shots on treble 17.
Sid Waddell?
97.
Embassy back when tobacco sponsorship was a thing. Yeah.
It's got a 2-dotter there. Treble 17 and the ball.
Yeah, I'm never sure either, Tom, but... Oh, hey ho. Oh, did you find me because I posted the clip of Danielle last week or the week before?
48. Mikey requires 68.
60.
That was fun.
Just below. He wants.
Yeah, so those of you who don't know, Big Noobs is Danielle Nichols from CITV, who used to be on. No, that's absolutely great, Shepherdess. And no, I've not found any British wrestling. Yes, it's Danielle Nichols who used to be on CITV, who I posted a thing of, and it's her brother and sister. I think her sister was a page 3 model or something, apparently, and her brother's just a bloke. They all seem nice. It's very sweary and quite cleavagey. Yeah, I'll be on and off over the next, over the duration. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you around soon.
45.
Gosh, just seems of everybody smoking indoors, and what a horrible time that was.
100.
Well, anyway, someone's definitely going to win. It is the early 90s. Yeah, I think the other stuff on the tape has all been from 1991. So I would imagine this is either 91 or 90 because I think it cut in halfway through. So yeah, could be 90. Definitely no later than 91.
Try the treble 15. I think it's in. Double 8. Yes.
I don't know what happened there.
Back to 3 sets each.
Think that was impressive? Well, it didn't stop there. He took the next set as well. So Mike Gregory, well and truly,
God, doesn't he
back
look
from the
young?
dead. He's now only 2 legs away from a place in the final as we join set 8.
I guess it
Kevin
must be
Kelly
Tom.
throwing
Yeah,
his stay in it.
I didn't look at it when it went in, but yeah.
Game on.
This is set he's got to get.
I think they do, yeah. Stay at homes.
I don't care who you are.
Well, everyone's stay at homes now, so.
You might be Superman, boss of Gotham City, but when your opponents come back at you like
Hang on,
this,
sorry, what? What did you just say, announcer? Or commentator, even?
this is set he's got to get. And I don't care who you are.
140.
You might be Superman, boss of Gotham City.
Right. I don't care who you are, you might be Superman, boss of Gotham City. I don't care who you are, you might be Superman, boss of Gotham City. Just... I don't care who you are, you might be Superman, boss of Gotham City. Sid Waddell always... Someone knows their superheroes, yeah. You might be Luke Skywalker, President of the Enterprise. Had to change it because like, Batman isn't the boss. I mean, he's not the official boss of Gotham City. And that's all I want to say to that.
Come back to you like this, then.
What a
Might
twat!
be your day to meet the Joker.
It's Sid. Might be.
100.
Batman. Chris, I might time you out, and I'm not even joking. That close.
If Gregory takes the set, he's through to the final.
Is Sid Waddell still alive? I hope not.
100.
Sid Waddell died. Yes, 2012.
140.
Phil Mitchell, boss of Coronation Street.
3-ton 40s, Kenny.
Absolute joke.
A possible 11 dart leg here at a time when he has to.
What? I didn't watch.
Kevin, you require 81.
Trouble 19. Oh,
Yeah,
trouble
I will put up with a lot of behaviours in this stream. But if you get your nerd stuff wrong,
Kenny starts to fight back.
very young Eamon, yeah.
Game on.
And of course the young Ian Beale there.
According to the scientific laws of probability, which are of course not the most sound laws in the entire science establishment.
What?
Could be favoured for this match. If it went to all.
Sorry. What?
According to the scientific laws of probability, which are of course not the most sound laws in the entire science establishment.
The science. That makes my head hurt. According to the scientific. This guy is a twat.
For this match, if it went to all 5 legs here.
You know, I've got a maths degree. I know. Oh, this is.
To set up a leg for the match.
He just flaps his jaw and waits to see what comes out. Yeah, doesn't he?
Ooh, overpitched. Tension getting through to Gregory.
Like, apart from anything, if it was, probability isn't a scientific law, but someone who likes darts, I guess, Claire.
Kevin Kenny, who was 3 sets to 0 up, is thrown to save this semi-final.
60.
Come on, Ian Beale. Gotta keep making that joke till you laugh. They got the point. I mean, I'm probably going to end up going back and capturing the rest of this just so I can see what other bullshit he came out with.
He commits a double to save his life, and I just stopped. Started thinking about tomorrow. If I win this, I'll do that, and I couldn't let go of the darts. I couldn't play at all. So my brain went dead.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Tom, but we don't know.
Hopefully, I'll
and that's
start
the
hitting
joy.
them doubles early, and if I can get Phil on
Bullshit supercut, yeah.
You know, and the way I've been playing.
I mean, I've only got 20 odd minutes of footage of it, but I imagine that's enough.
I'm just looking forward to it because I've tried so long.
Who the hell tapes over darts?
That's the worst darts I've ever threw.
Someone who is married to someone who likes darts. Oh.
So the number 1 seed against the number 2, Taylor against Gregory in the final. £28,000 and the championship of the world up for grabs. If you haven't got a ticket, you can follow the action with us live, 5 minutes to 5 here on BBC Two. I have to tell you, it should be quite a match. I know.
God, he was a smarmy shit as a youngster, wasn't he? And I quite like Eamon Holmes when he's not being an arse, but he was a smarmy shite. Good morning, ladies.
Two down and out, struggle to survive the depression.
Wouldn't be crazy around you, spending every penny we get and drinking whiskey. God, Francis, you're bad enough on wine, but on whiskey.
That's
Ghosts
acting.
of the past return to haunt a troubled mind.
The big news channel don't seem to know how to work mics. They've got 3 people. Yeah.
Swells and bums. Ain't no difference. Except that swells want to look like swells.
EastEnders?
Bums want to look like bums.
He's the best! And I love him!
Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson star in Iron League Sunday at 10:05.
Yeah, I might have to do that, Chris. What time's it there, Vivian?
In a few minutes, Sharma Pereira and her guests take a look at the British film industry in tonight's discussion Behind the Headlines. Before that, we join Rob
Wow.
McKelvey for tonight's weather view.
That was a chasm there.
Cold night in Scotland with Glenlivet getting down to -10, enough to freeze the whiskey, I think. And yet the rest of England and Wales...
Same as you, I'm just late today.
was above
Fair
zero.
enough.
Tonight, probably going to be a bit of reverse. Above zero in Scotland, though a bit of a ground frost.
Although
Temperature will
dinner,
drop down
I
to
would say that
-6,
you're actually
somewhere
very
in
early.
the North Midlands. We're not the coldest people in Europe.
Yeah, they forgot to press play on the ident tape. That's exactly it, you know.
Down the Alps, we see -10, the Carpathians -12, and there's even a -25 up on this chart. It's pretty cold, in fact, all over Europe. Look at Spain, for example, down to 0. But the weather, of course, is quite an interesting feature of Europe, particularly when you see on a satellite picture like this, a low pressure.
The weather is quite an interesting feature of Europe.
It's been moving east very slowly during the day, dragging some
I guess the
showers.
bullshit has kind of
Later on, this little
crept
low
into
pressure
this
will fill,
guy.
and these fronts will die out, and I think during the weekend things will tend to improve in the way of sunshine. Same time, this high pressure is giving us lovely clear weather over the UK.
You can't even judge that in the UK, Tom. I mean,
So the weather for the weekend
it
over
could be
Europe,
January,
lots of showers,
February.
certainly around that
Let's
low
face
pressure,
it, could be
not
July.
far away from the southern part of the Bay of Biscay.
Not really, Benny. I've found little bits of things here and there, but I've not found any full episodes.
Staying mostly to the northwest of the UK. Otherwise, a lot of sunshine, maybe
So
some
before
cloud
summer,
around
so it was
and
about
also
December.
Fog again returning very likely to the Po Valley. There's typical temperatures, 5 to 7 degrees for the northern part of Europe. Remember, though, the high ground will be a lot colder, but getting up towards 20 down in North Africa. Now let's move back to the UK. This is a typical
Two cats come to pest it. Mine,
during the evening.
as I say,
It does show the
this
clouds
one's
stretching
fast
more
asleep.
the way through the
This
day.
does look
But this is
great
all
on the
rare.
overlay, doesn't it?
Today was the Butt of Lewis. Estelle though, never got above zero.
Again, if you've got Twitter, do go and follow Mercy and Media. Alex,
with 7 hours.
he's done a
Tonight,
really
no
nice
cloud
job
around
there.
during England, Wales. It's going to be very cold and icy with some fog patches. Remaining rather milder, still some drizzle around northwest of Scotland.
Weirdest
some
thing
rain
I found.
in Shetland. And the wind
Oh, well,
continues to
it's.
circle
I
round
mean,
this high pressure.
it's the video. It turns out that I accidentally brought with me. It's this one.
For tomorrow, you can see the winds are becoming
Which
lighter, and the gale force winds
Yeah,
are
no,
going
it's
to
that drop. Well, the dance school. Resource
winds
tape
like
from
that,
the
very
Theatre
light,
School
high pressure,
Amsterdam
you're gonna have a
Theatre
problem, I think,
Upleiding
with,
Centre for New
air
Dancers.
quality.
Oh, that
It's
was
going to
that was
become
weird.
and well. So Scotland staying very good and fairly good down in the southern part of England. There's the high pressure dominating during Saturday. And so the weather to Saturday, for Saturday, with little cloud around, a lot more sunshine. Probably some cloud just
If you go back and watch
approaching
one
the
of the
southern part
previous
of the UK during tomorrow afternoon, or later on this afternoon, and that cloud
Let's
slowly
see if
breaking,
I can-
think, in the northwest. There's a 20% chance of rain down in the south, rather more so up in the northwest of Scotland.
I mean, in
Saturday
theory, I
night,
could just
again,
pop it in,
cold
but
one. Sunday, very different from Saturday. Though that
I
cloud
don't want to
approach
put
just a
people
bit
through
more
that
to the
again.
south.
John
So for me,
Clark died.
Oh, what happened there?
Clark died when he was sucked into a jet engine. His mother can't understand why his employers weren't prosecuted.
Someone's having a very bad day in Prez there, aren't they?
But the law doesn't seem to be on my side.
That would make sense.
Hundreds
Strong
die
cinema,
at work
yeah.
each year, but few companies are ever charged. Directors are never jailed. Fines are usually small. Is Britain too soft on safety? That's Panorama, Monday night, BBC One at 9:30.
could well have been someone who was being trained up at the time. I mean, I could tell you
Now
some
to Behind
stories.
the Headlines with Sharma Pereira.
The day-to-day was so accurate, wasn't it? What is this?
Hello, on today's Behind the Headlines we're going to be asking what makes a British film and who makes a British film, if anyone at all. I'm Sharma Pereira and I'll be joined by an all-star cast including Joss Ackland, Ken Russell, Sidney Samuelson, Adrian
Guys,
Rogers and
am
John
I-
Goldstone. But first have a look at a scene from the latest all-British...
I think I must be losing it today. Because people keep saying really stupid stuff on this tape.
Hello, on today's Behind the Headlines we're going to be asking what makes a British film and who makes a British film, if anyone at all. I'm Sharma Pereira.
What makes a British film and who makes a British film, if anyone at all? Oh, why are we doing this to myself? It can't be April Fool's Day if it was January. So, when she paused, it looks like she's got a moustache. Clue is in the name? These are important questions we need to know the answers to. Oh. I mean, I've got about... I'd say I've actually gone through about 50 at home. And I've got 70 here. So, yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot. I just...
Joined by an all-star cast including Joss Ackland, Ken Russell, Sidney Samuelson, Adrian
It's
Rogers
like
and
Prince.
John Goldstone. But first have a look at a scene from the latest all-British film,
I mean,
The Bridge, which opens at a cinema.
I'm just trying to work out if that's her actual hair colour or if the TV's just a bit
married mother of
odd.
3 who succumbs to her forbidden passion for a young painter, Philip Wilson Steer.
I need to go for a walk. Oh, I'll go with you. There's no need. I'll be quite happy on my own.
Who makes a British film, if anyone?
Don't go too far.
Yes, I'm just getting the... Oh, right, well that's already a balls up. That... Oh, okay, you beat me to it. Yeah, that's the link to when I played the bizarre dance video. And I've got the YouTube link as well, should you prefer that as a medium. Yeah, it could be a oh no, she used to colour her hair apparently.
I have to see you.
Makes the dream work, I love you.
I'm using Smithson's Beach House. Come there at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, very bizarre tape it was.
Find a way.
This sounds like a British film. I imagine it grew on a bush somewhere in the wilderness alone. Absolutely, Gareth. And this is...
The Bridge is a comparatively rare thing these days, an all-British film. The profits of
It's
Dune
not!
have been ringing the industry's death knell for a long time now, but somehow it seems to struggle on. And now the government has added its name to the cast list of well-wishers by putting up £3.5 million for a new British Film Commission. But will it make any difference? With me now are some of the best-known names in the business to answer that question. One of the stars of The Bridge is Joss Ackland, whose distinguished career...
Maybe there was a bit of a lull in the British film industry,
Also
but...
with us is Adrian Hodges, the scriptwriter of The Bridge. He's been director of the National Film
Perhaps
Development
everyone had been getting
Fund
mad cow
and a former
disease at the time,
co-editor of Screen
maybe.
International. Ken Russell is a filmmaker whose every production is a magnum opus, from Women in Love and Marla to the more recent Haul.
He's
For
got his
latest
drink and that's the
epic,
main
he's returned
thing.
to the small screen to direct The Mystery of Dr. Martineau. John Goldstone brought us The Life of Brian, but despite
Fucking
success
hell.
as producer in Blighty, He's now set up shop in the States, where he's organising a brain drain of British comic talent, starting with Ben Elton and Rowan Atkinson. But first, from Birmingham, we're joined by the head of the new British Film Commission, Sidney Samuelson. Mr. Samuelson, what exactly is the remit of the British Film Commission?
Well, one fact that it is not and needs to be understood is a
There's an Alexis Sale song on YouTube about British films being crap. And that was, I guess, Joss Ackland from Lethal Weapon 2.
Is to attract foreign production to this
Cameras over here, mate. Cameras over here.
That we've developed over so many years, and to stop it eroding away because there is so little British production at the moment.
I don't know.
So you just basically want to turn what production facilities we've
I think he might well be cyberised, yeah.
No. We have no objection.
What's he looking at and why is it in the next postcode?
Suppliers and our,
He seems lively and exciting and someone I'd want overseeing film production.
Or fishing villages, and the operators of our hotels have absolutely no objection at all to foreign producers.
He's choosing not to break the fourth wall, yeah, I imagine that's exactly what it is.
And using their facilities together with our
He's reading
actors
from
and our
very
actresses
high
and
altitude.
our writers and our cameramen and all our other technicians.
But nonetheless,
that doesn't doesn't stop us
He's the candidate for the boring
making
party.
our own movies as and when we can, and
well, I guess this would be 91
However,
because
there was once a film
it's
industry
being
of which
set
the
up in
nation
this.
was proud, and we're constantly hearing about the demise of that film industry.
For the love
What
of
do you
God,
say
don't
to
make
that,
it at
don't
all
you?
entertaining. We might enjoy it.
Sorry, I didn't quite understand the question.
What are you trying to
I
do
think
to
there's
save
someone
our
under the
filmmakers?
chair. I mean,
well, what we're trying to do is bring more opportunity
this is wonderful.
for them to be working and providing their
one of the funniest things ever.
talent
Hi,
and
Alistair, how you
experience.
doing?
They don't have enough opportunity.
Are you not meant to be watching a dance video now,
They
Claire?
have to go off to wherever the work is, which is why we've got this brain drain, even of.
We've
British
got a very
film
boring man talking about things.
And actresses and writers, etc., to the United States.
He
and
does.
in
He
fact
does
to
look like
various
he's
other
under like cyber control or something with
Ken,
this.
for a moment, if I can come to you.
Well, as one of the etceteras, because he didn't mention directors, they drained off to America too. But I think that's all fantasy. You're talking like the tourist board. You know, people coming over here to film our stately homes and
Hi, Kathy.
and our lakes and ponds. Well, this is sheer fantasy. They won't come because A, they can't afford it. I mean, the exchange rate, anyway, it just precludes any Americans coming at the moment.
A mind control, yeah.
And we seem to be I'm glad you mentioned stately homes because we haven't any film studios. They're all being closed down one after the other, week by week. I was actually the last person, I think, to actually shoot at Ealing Studios, a BBC film, The Mystery of Dr. Martineau, which is a fantastic studio. It's the best equipped, best run actual studio I've been in England. And suddenly it's closed down. It's going to be another supermarket.
Love this
like
bloke's
Alfred,
fried
which is
chicken.
Another fantastic studio
So
complex.
who's the enemy for you, Ken?
The enemy is...
Come on, guys,
is
social
the-
distancing.
the British government.
Hey,
Joss,
Anal,
you've
how you
been in
doing?
business a long time as well. What do you think? I mean, who
Well, I
who
think
for
the
you
government
has...
is to blame. Certainly I do, because I think we've had...
So what happened, Dan, is that she said she opened the programme by saying something very stupid.
all the wonderful studios. And also, we were hot. We happened to be very hot at this time. The whole world used to want to come over to England to make movies.
Oh.
And the government...
So have we got two Alistairs in the chat?
Killing the goose that lays the golden egg. Because
Well, hello to all of the
Because there is
Alistairs.
nothing for them to see.
John, would you agree that the goose is
She
still
has some
laying
excellent
its
questions and I like them.
Would you not say that they might be
That's definitely
laying a
one way
leaden
of
egg, and
looking
that's
at
why,
what
in fact,
happened
there
there.
is no money, and that's why everyone's going to America?
Yes, I mean, my theories for the demise are really about how creative talent has somehow forgotten how to make movies.
Are you being two accounts at
that
once?
will sell internationally, and I think that's really the factor.
Do you risk losing Britishness, though, by producing movies that would sell internationally?
I think it's wrong to talk about Britishness.
Because I think
You see,
at
we're
least
making
one of
films,
you
films
is the Alistair who calls into
that
Ian
sell
Lee's show.
internationally.
Adrian, is
until,
that...
Had to use different
you know,
accounts. So
we start making international films again.
why is the world weird?
Revival here.
Adrian, you've written the screenplay
It's
for
you.
a beautiful film, which I don't
What?
imagine will be a blockbuster in the same way as
Oh, I disagree completely.
Would you
I think
agree
it's
with
going to be
what
much
John
bigger
said?
now.
Oh, do you? Right.
Well, up to a point. I mean, of course, one wants any film that one is involved with to be seen by as many people as possible. But there are a number of fantasies that we laid.
3, Alice? No! 3 of them? I didn't know when I was well off.
Or other we can make American movies. I don't think we can do that. We can
Come
only
on,
make
guys.
films
That was
as
a
John
classic
quite rightly,
reference.
Stresses have international appeal. Now, I think if there is a crisis at the moment,
Had to recover my account and used old account.
The
Okay.
lack of funding that we've
Okay.
had for many years, and I would absolutely share in the criticism of a administration which has allowed that situation to become so appallingly difficult, both in the private sector and in the public.
Well, all Alistairs are welcome.
But nevertheless, it becomes a question of saying what kind of films reach out internationally while also retaining some kind of individual style, some kind of national.
Show us the. I think the boring man has gone. I mean,
from it.
I suppose they're all boring men. You.
Hey, I'll be a Virgo for 40.
No, I need a real one. And my cards say I can only pay 10.
My mum's okay. Yeah.
I'm catching another life.
So, A North and Alistair Meikle-John are the same.
What a weirdo.
The same person, but you're still using both accounts to confuse me. It's a weird time already, guys. I don't need your Jeremy Beadle-esque pranks. Oh, we've got the boring man back. Hey, Hario, how you doing? You're the only one of you. Oh, Charlie, they're taking the piss out of me, Charlie.
The Willie Russell film, the one after with Pauline Collins, or indeed A Fish Called Wanda.
We're all the same person.
Beaten over the head and said, we had to go to the States. It's not true. The only reason we couldn't make it is because we don't have the money. I was at British Screen when A Fish Called Wanda was alive as a script. None of us, I mean all of us.
Hashtag I am Alistair.
We didn't. I mean that would have meant spending our entire budget.
I think
the whole year.
Sydney's wanting to come in here.
Well, it's impossible.
It's not as easy from Birmingham to.
I mean, you know how Ian's always saying this is all theatre. It's not theatre. I'm genuinely on the verge of some kind of episode.
That we have no studios; they've all closed down.
It
We've
is
got
theatre a
Pinewood
bit.
and we've got Shepperton. We've even got a bit of Elstree. Where he's right.
Can't see that
is
trending to me.
problem is financial.
Are you the only Tom here?
It is completely unhelpful
Probably.
that the pound is so strong against the dollar. There's absolutely nothing.
Well,
we
Tom
can do
Mayhew's
about
not
that.
here, so.
But there are other
Yeah, sure, why not?
financial, fiscal problems that have got to be addressed by government. We cannot go on with.
At least you know Boring Guys. I wasn't paying attention, but at least you know Boring Guys' name now.
Tax revenue, having the situation such as a huge set belonging to Warner Brothers standing at Pinewood Studios for Batman 2. Batman 1 was made in
Hey, no worries. It's always going to be available on catch up.
There's nothing wrong with that.
The bits that Twitch doesn't mute anyway.
And masses and masses, millions of dollars.
And thank you for
spent
coming.
over here.
This show is
But
very dry.
this dreaded
Batman
withholding
2, yeah,
tax
I was about
is
to
a
pick up on
hassle
that.
more than
That's
anything else. People like Nicholson say you must, to the production company Warner Brothers. I'm not going to.
As you say, this show is very dry. Yeah, so yeah, I know you did, Alistair. I'm just confused by the. You did, and I know who you are. We've spoken on Twitter and things, and he doesn't even know he's the boss of Metropolis. Yeah. This is the take. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to install some sanity in a minute. Batman 2: Return to Krypton.
His will. The trouble is that audience.
I mean, I'm imagining this is just cutting out in a minute. And we're never going to know who makes British films, if anyone. Batman 2 Bat Harder. There we go. The dark guy set this all up. Good promo. Oh no. Oh, okay. I thought she was going to say that they had... Sorry, it's my sister getting in touch. I thought for a minute I was going to be told that I was going to have the coronavirus. Because yeah, my brother-in-law took me down yesterday, took me back here from London, but he's not feeling well and was coughing a bit. So when I saw my sister had messaged me in the first bit saying, it doubled it, Benny. Yeah, so when the only bit of the message I could see was, we've had it confirmed that Al is. I'm like, oh. They've had it confirmed that her husband's a key worker, so. My mum's a key worker, which she's actually quite chuffed about. Lots of VHS tapes full of... Ooh, what's this? Oh, I don't think there's an actual letter in there, which is a shame. I think this is just what she used to write at the back of some... Yeah. Okay, so this is probably... What? So I don't think how much of this you can see. Gardens of Conquest, 1615 to 2085. I'm guessing that was the counter they were using. And then down here, very important, should be watched. Number 3 out of 4 is on i7HBJ1. I mean, this is the great thing and the problem thing with people who have documented their tapes. Their notes do. So basically, the box that I picked up with like 20 or so tapes in. The box I had like 20 or so tapes in. This is from the 100 batch that I picked up from FreeCycle. So it's mostly like history documentaries and things. So not a lot of actual in the way of actual programs that we're likely to find worth watching. But you know, ads, continuity, that kind of thing. The notes only mean something with the machine it was recorded. Yeah, no, it's. What?
In the fourth.
See, already, you know, the programs that we're actually going to watch are probably going to be shit, but let's just... So hang on, what tape number is this? This is number 30, tape 36 of 100. Oh god, lots of stuff was recorded there. I've just seen your tweet, Dan. Thank you. Pete has got proper upset about nerdy stuff. It's... That tiny snippet of choir, yeah. Come on, computer. Sometimes it takes a little while to process the movie. That's because I forgot to keep stopping the tape and stopping the me no words. Cookie. Anyway. Right. Tape 36. 1. Stopping the capture, absolutely. That is what I meant to say. Thank you, Sitstand. Yeah, as I've said, that's Alex from at Mercy and Media on Twitter. He just messaged me. Thank you, Alistair. You too. Yeah, especially with all those, you know, the challenges that you've been. I'm not going to go into it here, but you know, all the Ian Lee people, the challenges that you've been sort of lumbered with on top sort of as a result of this. It's. Yeah, we're all wishing you luck, man. It's, Please, Wally, reel out a trolley of a VCR and TV for your outro. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a really good overlay. Yeah. I was thrilled when he sent me that, because I was like, yeah, that is absolutely perfect. Right. And this may even be a 1985 tape.
In the fourth of these unique insights, we follow a young Soviet through the first few days of his national service. Comrades, next Thursday at 7:25.
Armada.
Yeah, very nice one to Alex. Yeah.
But in 1588, the battle was fought and lost. A story known to all, but is all of it really
Just one of those things where he had the idea in the night, and a couple of hours later he was sent me that.
To topple the Queen of England. Today we assume it would have been very difficult, but what we see of Elizabeth's England was an image which she shaped
I'm
most
sure
carefully.
it must be.
Está que la historia, pues no sé, bueno sí, es política. Y al ser política, pues sobre todo en España se disfraza mucho.
That night, Drake shaped two colours. Appointed to watch the Spanish all night and show a lantern for others to follow, he put out his light and sneaked off to collect the Rosario as his
What's on the tapes part 2, Pete?
A Search for the Truth, Armada, starting Monday at 8:10 on BBC Two.
1986 it looks like. Cool.
Tonight's travel show searches for the truth about holidays in northern Yugoslavia. John Thirlwell's on the spot and Penny Juners in the studio with weather from John Heckley and Matthew Collins back from his latest assignment. That's in 40 minutes. But now, in the third and final film in the series Three Painters, Sir Lawrence Gowing explores paintings by the great 19th century British artist J.M.W. Turner.
That red shirt was glowing.
Nothing that happened in art was so unprecedented, and nothing is still so enigmatic as the fact that an eccentric Londoner of 68 called J.M.W. Turner, often mocked but grudgingly recognized as a great man, exhibited two pictures that he called Shade and Darkness and Light and Colour.
Wow. That's heavy, guys. Good learning, Alistair. Yep. As I say, a lot of this particular batch of 100 tapes, it's a lot of, a lot of education. Well, not schools programs, but history documentaries, politics. He looks like he's been... See, I was going to make some kind of comment, and then I kind of picked... I think possibly... Yeah, I was like, is that... He's possibly had a stroke and recovered... Yeah, there was stuff going on. Maybe I should delete my tweet where I say we're having a laugh. No, we are laughing in the face of adversity and art.
And properly, not through half-baked arrangements.
You've missed a lot, Tobes. You've missed just a whole tape where everybody was being a twat, basically. That is terrible reception, yeah. The BBC wishes to thank. Tobes is, of course, the winner of the big competition that I... Twitter on VHS, yeah. The big competition that I set yesterday to guess which 3 sitcom box sets
Turner's
I brought
view
with
was
me.
unsparing.
And it was, of course, Cheers, Parks and Recreation, and Frasier.
It consumed, and it enlivened the whole world.
29 seasons of just some of the most uplifting, funny comedy. Bows. And of course, I mean, there should have been a certain... Because I believe that Frasier and Cheers aren't actually available on any of the streaming services and things. Parks and Rec is on Amazon Prime, but the DVDs have like lots of deleted 29 seasons all on tapes now. I am in a secret location in Fareham in Hampshire. Oh damn!
In the fortnight here on 2, there's the first of 6 more films in which
so it must be 1987
great painters, starting with the Florentine artist of the early Renaissance, Masaccio. That's 2 weeks today at 8:20. The 9 o'clock news is on BBC One
Wow.
now. In a moment here on 2, this week's travel show.
That is... What's that? There is a very bold logo, and I love it.
Name? Paul!
Smith and Jones, yeah.
Now, live from Manchester, we join...
Oh, we'll never know.
Not tried to engage in antics such as
I don't know, which one was it?
required by the Louvre Agreement.
From what you say, it's clear that the moves we're seeing now, slow moves towards a European...
I mean, was there actually an opening title sequence with that logo? That guy's got a ghosted... I mean, the whole thing is very ghosted.
Clear. I think massive intervention...
Where's Babcock when you need him?
I think having exchange rate targets is bad, which is what is characteristic now of the EMS.
Ah, right.
However, if one wants to move to a European central bank, then one must do it properly and not in a half-baked manner. I think it would be possible to have...
Looks like it was recorded on a windy day, yeah.
Like the United States in Europe. Indeed I do. But it's got to be done.
You just
properly,
want to kind of
not
wiggle
do half-baked
the antenna around.
which not only have no
80s
chance of
3D was
succeeding,
crap, yeah.
but also which induce policies giving rise to...
I mean, he's got... How many eyes has the guy got?
Recently in,
Maybe he's actually got that many eyes and they just kind of added a ghosting effect to disguise
so you
it.
think the EMS is the worst route towards...
Quantel paintbox at its finest.
I think it's a route away from the European Central Bank.
Sir Alan Walters. Now a look around the markets. In Japan overnight, the Nikkei
God.
average closed over 265 points
It's just
down.
their souls
Profit
trying to
trading.
leave their
It's
bodies.
expected to be a quiet day on Wall
I
Street,
like you,
with
Claire.
the approaching
You-
bank
you-
holiday on Monday. Traders at Dean Witter are forecasting
Maybe
a
this was
mixed
recorded off in...
opening.
Yeah, dodgy
Bonds
portable
on
TV
life,
of
the
portable
September
aerial.
long bond
I
contract
mean,
is up 6 ticks, and the September
I
long
think
gilt
most of us
contract
have
is
watched
down 4
TV of
ticks.
this kind of quality
Oil,
at some
Brent
point.
crude is trading down 5 cents a barrel at $14.50. On the bullion market, gold was down 5 cents at the morning fix in London.
Good.
And today's tourist rates, Thomas Cook is
And now
offering
a look
these
at the
rates
markets
for the
if
5
you
most
squint.
popular holiday destinations.
It is crazy to
Dollar
think
is
we used to
worth
watch...
nearly
Yeah, I
2
mean, if
cents
something
less
was
than
worth
yesterday.
watching and
The main
you could
business
only get
headlines
this...
again,
I mean, I
two
have
tips
definitely...
for the Savoy. Shareholders
I've
are
definitely
voting
watched
now.
Bluey's
One stock
in this
HSBC
kind of
will buy
quality.
in its own shares rather than make
You know,
acquisitions.
yeah,
And
because,
Riley and
as you
Packard
say,
have withdrawn their
this
bid
is what my
for
Channel
Goldman
5
Sachs.
reception used to be like for a long
The
time.
FT at the moment is up 1.6 at 1859.2. The pound against the Deutschmark down just over half a pfennig at 309.54. Carol, briefly, the new account next week.
Although it's quite nice
Do
to
you think
watch a
it's gonna
Bluey
go up or
when
down? Are
it's
we
like
getting
this,
a
because
change of
suddenly it's, you know, a normal scene becomes a foursome.
There could
and
well be. I
it's-
think some of the institutions are going to have their knuckles wrapped by their trustees for being so liquid. A couple of them, I think, were investing sharply last week.
Your
Blues
bedroom
are
TV
reporting
pre-edition
more
had a
buyers
little
than sellers
circular
at the
aerial
moment,
built.
so
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
Okay, Cal, we'll have to see. That's all for this
This
week.
is what your
Join
BBC
Susanna Simons
reception
here
was
at
like on the
12:30
Daily
on
Turn of
Monday.
Animal.
Have a good weekend.
Oh, I think you're slightly lagging on me, Matt, because I mean, I made that joke and it was a wonderful joke.
Over on ITV The News at 1 from ITN. Here, the Open College presents the last of the present series of On Course, the programme that offers everything you could possibly know about training.
I mean, this is...
If you thought Daz was unbeatable on whites, then I've got news for you. New Daz.
Oh,
It's even
this is
tougher on
amazing
dirt.
stuff, but
They bring you little action
borderline unwatchable.
through the food. If they get a pile of beans, that to them is added scenery.
So we asked Sharon, who uses Daz, to try new Daz.
I'm really amazed. This tablecloth had a huge splodge of tomato ketchup on it. The new Daz has brought it out whiter than ever. Now, I wouldn't have been quite so confident with the old Daz. I've had this for 17 years and it's never looked whiter.
So Sharon, will you swap new Daz for your old Daz?
You're not
No,
lagging,
I'll
you're
keep
ghosting
new
my
Daz.
jokes.
I want my tablecloth to go on looking white for another 17
This
years.
tape is
New
mocking me
Daz
slash
is even
us,
tougher
yeah.
on dirt for even whiter whites.
Oh, Mum.
Listen, did you get the socks I knitted you?
Yeah. They're great.
Oh, that's good. I hope you're looking after yourself. You're still
Just
wearing a
every
vest?
editor has found footage horror.
Yeah.
And you're still drinking your Ribena.
Well, yes.
Ribena Dry. A refreshingly new, lightly sparkling drink.
Nothing
With a sharper,
needs to be dry.
Currant taste.
Tom, have you seen much of that girl recently?
Quite a bit.
Ribena Dry.
Aye. He means he's seen her boobies.
On the
That's wet
ultimate
short.
system from Silent Night. In Maples, Waring and Gillow's finest sale. Don't miss it.
That was Tom, wasn't it?
I didn't know you had dandruff.
I don't. Head and shoulders.
I didn't know you had dandruff.
Tom Baker.
Tests prove it. With ordinary medicated shampoo, dandruff can still be there. But with Head and Shoulders used regularly, it's completely clear.
Head and shoulders.
It kind of sounded like Tom Baker, but
So don't
less.
have great looking hair.
Oh, you were asking the same question? Yeah, I guess it must have been. Well, he did a lot of adverts, but it sounded like a very subdued Tom Baker.
Temperature's rather high. I'll soon fix that. Circulation's fine now.
That's a relief.
She's
A
going to lamp
3-star
him.
service care plan gives you British Gas on call.
Now
and
that
will
is
check
top.
out parts and labour, typically same-day service, real priority treatment.
All part of the service.
Service care from British Gas.
Service care from British Gas, yes. Where are the iPhone adverts? They're in the future, Claire. Oh, cool, the OC.
This is the
I don't
Open
wanna
College on
wait
4. Now Anna Ford introduces On Course.
Gosh. I would hope someone's got this Open College logo in better quality, Tom, because it can't be much worse. On Course with Anna Ford. Is this just the countdown studio?
Welcome to On Course, the training programme, and as today is the last in the current series, let's get going straight away.
Oh, we're going to learn.
In today's programme, the Chief Executive of the Open College reviews progress in the first year. We hear about how the college has been helping manufacturers in Yorkshire and find out what new courses will be available over the next few months. We have a film report on the recent CBI and Training Commission conference
That's
on
Anna
open learning,
Ford, Gareth.
and our toolkit focuses on the new certificate in open learning.
Cool,
delivery.
good luck, Alistair.
Our telephone lines are, as always, open for your comments and questions, and we'll be reporting
Dial
back
that number if you can read
at
it.
the end of the programme. But first, this week's training news.
Liverpool City Council this week decided to boycott the government's new employment training programme. A spokesman for the council said the
Definitely
so-called
recorded on a windy
scheme
day.
doesn't have full trade union backing, doesn't pay the
I
rate
mean-
for the job, doesn't give participants full employment status and protection, and there's no guarantee of quality training. The council has asked
I
its
like
officers
this,
to draw up
and I want-
alternative
but-
education and training proposals. It also warned
I'm
it was
actually going
considering
slightly
boycotting
weird
firms
watching
who
it, and
use
I
the
imagine you
employment
guys
training
are.
scheme. A spokesman for the Department of Employment told On Course, it's wholly irresponsible for Liverpool City Council to seek to deny long-term unemployed people the opportunity to improve their job prospects. They also said the threat to boycott organisations which cooperate with the scheme was a mean and shabby exercise in bully boy tactics.
A recent study
Yeah,
says that the
it'd be
Technical
nice if there was
Vocational
some way of
Education
doing it. I
Initiative
doubt
launched by
there
the
is,
government
I
in
mean-
schools in 1980.
Oh. Well, that decision got taken out of our hands.
A man is a superficial
prankster. And then I realised that someone was quoting from Brown in a nutshell, but it wasn't me.
Without thinking. I don't quite understand what you're asking me, Mr. Coco Poopus. What year did you start love streaming? It seems like you forgot to end it. Yes. I mean, when did I start I only started doing this particular kind of live streaming a month or so ago. Seems legit. I'm not going to ban anyone just yet. Give people a chance to be dickheads first.
Can we get any pointers? Can we get any hints from a close analysis of this world of experience as to what it might be that underlies it, as to what it might be that lies behind it? That at least is part of the thought, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I think it's important to remember that for Schopenhauer there can be only one underlying
So John Ratzenberg, isn't it?
Kant
Wow.
himself.
This is what I call a bit, this is what I call a slightly frustrating tape, but because the stuff is so odd, I wouldn't want to watch more than 5 minutes a piece of it.
The carpet as
But
it appears, and there's the carpet in itself, that there are a multitude of things in themselves.
So
But
much
of course,
brown.
If we think away
Pretty much
spatial
everything
and
on the
temporal
screen at this point is a shade
relations
of brown,
and the causal
isn't it?
relations, there's no means of distinguishing one thing from another. So that if the underlying reality transcends
So much
space
old
and
men in
time and
corduroy.
causality,
Old white men,
and is
no
quite
less.
other than the world of phenomena.
I feel like that's
then,
relevant.
Number one, the plurality or multiplicity belongs to the world of phenomena, but the underlying reality must be one.
These ideas that we're dealing with are really so difficult.
Everything's brown and the conversation is beige.
Well.
I mean,
I think it'll help.
You guys are on form today. Thank you.
Schopenhauer argued that for one thing to be different from another thing, for anything
I had
to
a
be
few
different
bits
from
and
anything
pieces
else
tapes, one of
at
which I
all.
recall had a bit of
This
Games
idea of
World. Wow.
differentiation
And
only
bizarrely
made
a bit
sense
spliced out
with
of it.
reference either to time or to space.
They do have
or to
fantastic
place.
old white man
If two
voices.
things are identical in time and identical in space,
Yeah,
then
the
they're
content is
identical, period,
boring,
they're
but
same
the
thing. So the notion of there being
the
different
everything else
things
about
in
it
the
is
plural
fascinating.
could only apply to this world of our experience, this world of space and time. Outside that world, it could make no sense whatever to talk of anything being different.
I mean, this is
from
what
anything
telly
else.
used to be like.
And therefore, I'd just like to complete this thought.
Old men chatting
Therefore, whatever there is
on
outside
sofas.
this world of our experience must be one and undifferentiated. And in taking that step from Kant, he thought Kant had been wrong in talking about things in the plural, in themselves.
It's Kant. Bit of Kant. I mean, I'm pretty much repeating an old Ricky Gervais radio thing, but that's okay. Please don't sue Rick. Well, I mean, I guess I would have been 2 or 3 at this point, so I think they put all the boring stuff on in the morning just to get you to go to school. Yeah, quite possibly. No, they put the big breakfast on in the morning, and that was always heartbreaking to have to go to school before that was over. They're acting like everything they say is so important. It's just a load of waffle. I mean, that's politicians, isn't it? That's, you know. Yeah, Immanuel Kant was a real pissant. He was very rarely stable. Yeah, I can't remember all the words, but I can remember bits of the words. I just can't remember how they all string together. TV was just as boring at night. I don't know, Doctor Who would have been on at this point, with Sylvester McCoy rolling his R's, something I clearly cannot do. Oh, can it? Cool. Was just getting interesting. I mean, that's the thing. People talk about things like Catherine mentioned, you know, Katie Puckrick's slow TV thing she did, and the fact that this is a bit like slow TV. Back then, this, you know, there was no need for slow TV because let's just check in with them.
But really looked the world in the face and was therefore a man of mental integrity.
Oh, thank you,
He
Dan.
also entirely agreed with Schopenhauer's subordination of intellect to will, in its first instance a servant of the will, and
I imagine that
Also,
any
I think
camera
that
operator has
Schopenhauer
just
was a
buggered
man
off at
of
this
great
point.
independence of character, who didn't,
You know, you've got one static
allow
camera on them.
himself to be his views to be dictated by society, but thought them out, or by his predecessors, for the matter of that, or other philosophers, but thought them out for himself. I think, but he came, of course, to criticize, as you know, Schopenhauer in the course of time for his turning away from life. And although it's been said of Nietzsche by Professor Crane Brinton that the great yaysayer spent most of his life saying no.
And now back to Mr. Boring talking. Yeah, not like there's a lot of complicated tracking shots and focus pulling. It is just two fellas having a natter. Oh, that took a turn. We go seamlessly from one boring man to another boring man, but younger.
In the sense that he became less and less addicted to forming a system, whereas, as you said much earlier, Schopenhauer was certainly a system builder.
I don't think ideas about the background, and really I'd make an appeal to anyone who was at the scene or has seen these people before the incident took place to come forward, because we are desperate to know what this was about and who the persons are involved.
And that's the news so far this Sunday lunchtime. For more later today, join me at 6:20. But for now, goodbye.
Christ, that red suit, yeah.
Hello, good afternoon. Well, a lot of chilly weather to come over the next couple of days. We have winds coming down from the north, and that's likely to bring some sleet and snow, principally today, before things settle down tomorrow.
It was on a Sunday, we've gleaned that much. Well, this was, certainly.
Little ridge of high pressure to come during tonight and tomorrow will kill off most
Back when the news was a show, not just... Yeah.
Arrives up in the far northwest. So far this afternoon,
I can't watch any more of the 5 PM things.
In the south, are principally of rain and sleet. The further north you go, more likely you are to see snow. Quite a bit.
My mum put it on yesterday when she came in.
Fine and dry, but despite all that sunshine, quite a chilly afternoon. Top temperatures around 3 to 6 degrees Celsius.
If there's anything important that they say, they'll be in all the headlines later. A lot of chilly weather, so any year and any time if you're in the UK then.
Tonight, the South Bank Show returns with an exclusive interview with Woody Allen.
I'm always going to play, you know, a writer or a comedian, or I'm never going to play a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist.
I want you to see that.
It made you feel 150.
Yes, well, that's true.
They got rid of him.
That's the point. If a writer goes to Hollywood
kind of semi-cancelled,
in her mid-20s, pencil thin, wants nothing more than to sit round the pool all day and have no other opinion than the temperature of the water.
That had been their model.
Stop! Just... No, I think that was as time goes by. Oh, the fuck, yeah. January '94, yeah, that makes sense.
Which had actually been imported from Italy.
Go home tape, you're drunk, yeah. It's... I mean, literally any of those things we just saw, I would have preferred to see it start recording, to keep recording, than this. It's a very interesting tape, isn't it? It's, yeah. Channel hopping on a tape. I mean, again, both of these tapes, I think there's stuff I'm just going to have to go... I mean, I kind of want to record those two old men chatting in full.
Lamps in their coloured glass containers are amplified in the pool below.
Instead of having to watch the zombie mind control guy, Mr. Boring, yeah. Oh really, Rollsop? But don't you need about 20 minutes, ZX, to get a decent capture? Oh, end of part 1. I know what that means. And so do you. Your first VCR was a top loader, wow.
Clerics and medics, surveyors and lawyers, airline pilots,
Peter Jones?
policewomen.
Not that one.
Stuntmen. Since 1824, we've looked after the
That's definitely
investment,
Peter
pension
Jones.
and life assurance needs of all kinds of professional people. Who are we? Clerical medical, of course.
Of course.
Of the professional.
Come on, everybody knows about clerical medical. Yeah. What do you think your life needs? Porn. Oh, passion
for life.
Brilliant.
Wait, before you renew your car insurance, see if the AA can give you a better deal. Call 0345 444 777 for your free quote today.
Ah, that's a classic. The Waffles advert. Yeah. Go away, Kip Hakes.
Why do people take 7 seats?
Still sing that.
Oh, it helps with the joints and it keeps me nice and supple and...
The choice of generations.
What is it that makes Toblerone so special? Is it the Swiss chocolate? The honey?
We did a literal mashup of the Waffles ad with our Eurovision entry of a few years ago. Electro Velvet. Okay, you'll have to link us to that. I don't think that was Catherine, Foggy.
Toblerone.
Osh.
It does more for your mouth.
This is a stream in which I bought a load of old VHS tape. You can, Tobes, I think. I'm certainly happy for you to do so. So, Crispy Egg Roll, this stream is... I bought a load of VHS tapes off eBay. And I don't know what's on any of them. They've all been recorded off the telly. And we're just going through them, one tape at a time, just seeing what's on them. Looking at old adverts, old continuity and things, and old boring men. It's just a nice, chilled out thing. Cool, thank you, you are very welcome. Stop the recording on that. Oh, thank you, Geordie. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, because I bought about 500. Well, I bought 400 and then got 100 off Free Cycle. And yeah, most of those are now at my home in London. I've evacuated to my mum's for the foreseeable, and I've brought about 70 of them with me. So. I might need to buy some more at some point, or if people have ones they want to send, that I may open that floodgate a bit.
And to predict eclipses.
Cool, I shall check that out after the stream. You miss making your own mixtapes, burning CDs isn't just the same. Yeah, I get that. I was never really a mixtape person, but I get that.
Shah Jahan, who built the Taj in memory of his favorite
I don't know, to be honest, Tom. Probably not. I mean, this all looks rather lovely, doesn't it?
For the 416 gardeners,
when Lord Mountbatten turned the Palace and Gardens over to the new Indian government in 1947.
Places that we can't go at the moment.
So much else, this staff of Mughal proportions was just another Mughal legacy of a vanished past.
Gosh. Hey Steve, how are you? It was fun, excellent, I'm glad. Were they playing a game today or was it a chatting? I know they play a lot of Fortnite. Hey, I was enjoying that! My nose has been discovered. What happened, guys?
Shanghai.
Nah, this is far better.
The Paris of the Orient. In newsreels of the 1920s and 30s, life here looked fun.
What was that even?
An exotic mix of East and West.
I don't think that was an advert. This is...
The reality of China was different. Most Chinese lived in the country, where their lives continued largely untouched.
Shanghai, the Paris of the Orient.
But the people of China were about to be engulfed in years of violent conflict. Years which were dramatic.
Oh, they played Fortnite. Danielle had to leave early because of the school run. It was just Jodie and Dean. They rode in a chopper. Nice.
As the world waited.
I think streamers should be considered key workers. Don't do it, Fizzy Mint. Yeah, I do fast forward quite a bit of stuff, especially if it's dry history document. You know, yeah, we don't just watch 3 hours of a tape. Streamers have some of the most stable jobs going. Well, they do and they don't. You know, I'm certainly not making money off this. So, you know, at some point I will get, you know, a half decent payout from, you know, I'll get a little bit of pocket money for a, you know, because there's a threshold of £100 before they pay you out, and I don't think I'm quite there yet. But yeah, I mean, streamers are quite able to do the streaming, but there's a lot of people now streaming. I mean, Richard Herring started streaming. Quite a few other comedians have started streaming. You know, as I think Ian and Babcock were talking about earlier. Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a crunch, I think, in terms of money. Anyway, I mean, you know, it's great. It's great for viewers, and as someone who watches a lot of stuff on Twitch myself, I'm thrilled that I'll get to. Yeah, no, I got that, Shepherdess. I hope I would love to see some more CITV continuity. No idea if it's going to happen. I hope so at some point.
Response to a journalist was,
am I ever going to do a 12-hour stream or something like? Maybe. I don't know. I tend to feel a bit kind of not weary, but I'm kind of done after 2 hours, 2.5 hours tends to be my sort of natural limit, really. I'd love to see a link leading into an episode of Thomas the Tank. I mean, I could find any number of things. I mean, as I say, I've only been able to bring sort of 70 odd tapes to my mum's with me, so. As hard as right guard.
You can't work as hard as right guard with double protection.
Ian has your prom, yep, no, I mean, and it's appreciated.
Blade plug-ins air freshener. Plug it in, plug it in. It keeps
I remember this advert.
For 45 days.
Plug it in.
By gently heating this refill cartridge.
Try Glade plugins.
Oh, yeah, I mean the right card one. I think I posted it on the Twitter a few weeks ago.
They should come up with a different form of detergent.
Because that's one of the many ads that I've seen on this, and then gone, oh,
exactly the right amount of
I'd completely forgotten about that, but at the time that was everywhere and in my head a lot.
Simply pop
yeah, Helen Lederer.
Cleaning to finish.
Oh.
There. Brilliant. As they say, all good things come in small packages.
Literally your second day on Twitch, glad I stopped. Yeah, no, thank you. It's I've only been doing it a month or so, and yeah, it's nice.
Could be the key to your dream home.
Oh, did she mention it in the stream? I didn't realise that. Danielle revealed in the stream she was pretending to sleep after she fainted.
And enlightening. No matter what place takes your fancy, ring 0345.
Did look like that, didn't it, Egra?
For your free video. Because we want you to say
Finish
yes.
makes your dishwasher scratchy.
What is it that makes Toblerone so special? Is it the Swiss chocolate? The honey? Is it the
awesome.
nougat? Or is it all of these in
If someone would push a VHS through your letterbox to look at, yeah. It's still gone a bit weird. Oh no, we've seen this one, haven't we, already?
Toblerone. It does more for
See, and now Next Up Comedy is live. And I think it's great that, people are trying this, but I wonder if you'll find one of those videos that makes a house. This is the more lucrative version of the original Fast Show title sequence, yeah. Yeah.
The Peugeot 306 drives the imagination.
I do find the problem, particularly when you've got a big film or something, is that the ad breaks do start to repeat themselves quite a bit. Never wholesale, but let's just save that. That 306 looked alright to me, but I don't drive, so I am a bad judge of drivingness. So, yeah, this isn't the 36 tape I've done. This is from the batch of 100 tapes which were... Oh, well, thank you for joining us, Producer Tobes. Yeah, enjoy the video call. Yeah, this is from a batch of 100 that I got from this woman. I think the person who recorded all these tapes had died because it seemed like her daughter was kind of clearing out a lot of stuff. What program am I using? I am using yes, I'm using OBS, and I'm using the Elgato video capture software, and I'm kind of streaming it via a window capture on that. Do you stream video-y type stuff then, Shepherdess? Hope. It'll lodge in my head eventually. I've seen this before. This is the guy with his side impact bars. Oh, awesome.
An agreement was signed and then quickly broke down.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that I ended up spending quite a lot of money on this, to get it all working how I wanted to.
1 in 4 accidents are like this one.
Because I mean, I've got a VCR hooked up to a DVD recorder, and then that's hooked up to the Elgato video card, which is plugged into my computer. Which then goes through this, which is captured by OBS, that lives in the house that Jack built. Just what you need in a car crash, a heavy metal bar that bashes into your side. Yeah.
This unit is collapsing, so my seat can move away from the van and create a survival.
Is that still a thing that happens? And that does seem like it's quite
A
useful.
car you can believe in.
Bluey.
Bounty, the taste of paradise.
Well, of course, they were all different in our day. It were that. Right.
Was chocolate ever as luridly sexy as it was in the 90s? I don't think so. You're doing some good work, man. Thank you. Yeah. Almost some William Burroughs type cut-up glimpse into the past. Yeah, it's nice.
Mind you, I can remember when you could go out, have a slap up.
Not a problem at all, Hope.
I still have money left for your bus ride home. When was that then? Last Thursday.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we're effectively doing. You know, sometimes we'll get lucky and get to see a news bulletin or a bit of a programme. But, you know, if the programme's quite dry, or if it's available in places, or, you know, just too long, I generally fast forward through them. Because it's a grey area as far as streaming this stuff. I mean, it's probably technically not a grey area, but there we go. Well, to be honest, Tom, you can have a McDonald's, because you may be stuck at home, but also McDonald's isn't letting people sit in, so you have to go and join a highly regulated queue for your... Cool, well thank you, Steve. I'll probably be gone by the time you get back. You know, I think I've got about half an hour or so left in me. But, you know, the streams are always there on the archive, and I'll be back over the weekend at various points.
But why do we need insurance? Nothing exciting ever happens to us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Mackie D's delivers specifically, but you should be able to get them through Deliveroo or Uber Eats or one of those things. The rule of thumb... No, again, you know, I play it by ear, Foggy.
The Civil War began.
I mean, these streams are a bit more chilled than the ones I was doing before, so we watch a bit more stuff, but yeah, I'm always very wary of copyright and things, you know. I mean, you know, certainly if, say, an episode of the X-Files came out, it's like, I'd love to sit and watch that, but we're not going to sit and watch that.
Only a symbol and not the base of their power.
I'd just get a plague Dr. Sue and go to McDonald's, yeah. Well, at the moment I'm not in my house, Tom, and I won't be for I don't even know how long. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, ZX. But, you know, I'm just trying to minimise the risk that they're going to clamp down on me. You know, I'm not going to sit here streaming full episodes of anything, really. You know, I mean, stuff that nobody is conceivably ever going to make a profit out of, like news bulletins and things. That's fine. In my eyes, anyway. I mean, you know, letter of the law and all that. But, yeah. And, yeah, you're right. There is no... Well, I'd get some kind of cease and desist, but, you know, they might well... You know, if they ban me from Twitch, it's like, where do I go? Because YouTube's a lot more draconian on these things. They've got, you know, all the auto-detect things that just shut down the stream. So, yeah, I'm just being careful. You know, it's a balance, like so much of life at the moment. Yeah, well, a couple of weeks ago, I love you, Jenny, aka The World of Crap, who you should absolutely follow her on Twitter and things because she's great. She did a live stream for her Discord, and it was Saturday Night TV. And as soon as they tried to play Gladiators, like within a couple of minutes, it just stopped due to the auto detection, and they couldn't get it going. Yeah, no, me too. I think Jenny's great. We both used to write for Den of Geek, so. Thank you, Rebel Gerald. Well, you're always welcome. You're all always welcome, and as I say, I'm hoping to be on over the weekend at various points. Just follow me on the Twitter. I've got to make sure, because I used to point up there. Now it's down there. The Twitter, the YouTube, it's all there. I try and give a bit of warning when I'm going on streams, but at the moment I'm just kind of, yeah. Yeah, Gladiators will set it off, but sometimes a Hollywood movie, it's weird that, yeah.
Timbuktu, once the hub of the Sahara, now little more than a dusty outpost. In a time of terrible drought, a single group of elephants has miraculously survived when so many other species have perished. How have they survived? And can they continue their unique coexistence with man when there are so few precious resources left?
They are nomads, just like us.
I don't know what he's looking at.
Encounters with the elephants of Timbuktu, Sunday night at 7 on 4.
When a welder becomes disillusioned with his job and marriage, he takes to the road for an extraordinary journey through America's heartland. Rob Tregenza's The Ark is next.
Not interested at all.
Saturday night at 8.
Seen live streams that legit streams full episodes of TV. Yeah, you know.
Endangered American eagle. At 9 in NYPD Blue, Janice becomes a victim of blackmail.
There's a degree of that across, but there's also, yeah, I mean, it depends on what's been registered with the copy protections, the content detection system. It's all bollocks. Some of it is very well placed bollocks because it's got to protect the copyright owners. But yeah, it's inconsistent because not everyone's. You know.
Jam.
What?
Jam.
Oh, I guess the game was on multi-platforms. I was just thinking, why are they in the same advert together? That's.
Jam.
Crazy. It's a wonderful, wonderful life.
Oh. Every life.
Still got my SNES. I don't have my SNES, but I've got. I can play my SNES. Well, I can play SNES games.
Twice a day after toothbrushing, Eddie uses great-tasting cool mint Listerine, which helps kill plaque-forming bacteria. He will now demonstrate.
I don't know, Luke. Odd appearance of the Confederate flag there, yeah.
Cool mint Listerine. And original Listerine.
No, I've not seen Babcock today. I know he was on Ian's stream.
Watch carefully. You're about to see something that won't happen very often.
Why would he be demonstrating mouthwatch on stage? I mean, if you're going to start picking apart the logic of it, that's the least of your worries. Rectus Dominus.
Incredible, wasn't it? A new Rover 600. Cars built this well are few and far between.
Is that Anthony Hopkins?
At Stenner Ceiling.
Did it only run for 1 year, Dan?
Discounts. Just very inexpensive prices every single day of the year.
21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21.
That couple saved 10% on their Thompson summer holiday at London.
Summer 94.
Get away.
Well, ahead of summer 94.
At Stena Sea Link, you won't find confusing.
The Rover ad was from 93.
Just very good work. Every single day of the year.
Cool. I'm glad Eggroll.
This woman is dying.
You know.
She's dying because there's
I'm trying
a fire in
to.
the house. The smoke from the fire is already in her lungs and killing
It pretty
her
much does. So yeah.
Her only hope is her husband.
We've got a nice
But
little
her
community
husband is
thing here,
dying.
you know.
He's dying because there's a fire in the house. The smoke from the fire is already in his lungs and killing him while he sleeps. His only hope is Max. But Max is dying.
Flip me!
Because there's a fire.
Wake up. Get a smoke alarm.
Bloody hell.
Ready? I'm busy. I'm having breakfast.
Philadelphia.
Busy? The only thing you're ever busy with is Philadelphia, and you're hardly having that for breakfast.
I am actually.
It was a bit of a downer, wasn't it, Eggroll? Got this fire advert on an old video and it crapped me out. Yeah.
What's going on in there? Right. What are you up to?
How dare you kill my dog in an advert? I may well capture... Oh! Bye, Philadelphia ladies. Whoever recorded this tape decided you are not worthy.
With the need to change as the world around you changes.
Gotta have another old white man.
International director, I see a great deal of our partner central banks around the world, and I have come to the conclusion
another boring
that
chat.
function,
Yeah.
that is performed in every central bank.
Also, he's doing the Ian Lee 11 o'clock show thing. Maybe this is where he got it from.
That there are things that we do in the Bank of England that are done.
This
in
one has
relatively
books in the
few other
background,
central
yeah.
banks. Many important central banks, including the Bundesbank, for example, do not have a major role in banking supervision. We here in the United Kingdom regard financial stability and the stability of the institutions that comprise the banking system as being at the heart of a central bank's concerns.
Oh, white guy's waffling.
We
yeah.
sometimes take policemen along. Very often, before we knock on the door, we find out whether the policemen know what's behind the door, and if they
11
advise
o'clock
caution,
show was a spiritual successor
then
today.
then the police will come along and stand behind us, or in severe cases, will knock on the door first.
Sorry.
Coming up at the moment in that area.
I know I keep being a bit limmy today and rewinding but yeah, that's exactly it, ZX Gesser. This anecdote is a lot less amusing than he thinks it is. He's telling the whole thing as if it's a brilliant joke.
At the heart of a central bank's concerns.
We sometimes take policemen along. Very often, before we knock on the door, we find out whether the policemen know what's behind the door, and if they advise caution, then the police will come along and stand behind us, or in severe cases, will knock on the door first.
They could have a gun.
Staff vacancy coming up at the moment in that area, and David's helped to design an internal advertisement around the bank, because, as he says, the sort of skills you need are slightly
Bloke
different.
next to him has heard it 100 times already.
Bank of England jobs.
Of course, this is a part of the Act, the Banking Act. We're given those powers and indeed those duties under the Act. But it doesn't sit.
I imagine that was part of his act. He was doing that in the comedy clubs, and just no one ever got it. And he was,
we don't, as a general rule,
and a young Conan O'Brien in the background there.
Policeman foot in the door stuff, but it is a bit of a shift.
My God, this is dry. I think the person who taped this,
The
God
bank's
rest her
most
soul,
public failure in the
liked a
area
lot of very
of
dry programs.
BCCI was a unique experience.
None of those
not
men
just
know
for
the young
us,
woman's
but the
name.
other
You're right,
60
Gareth.
or so, banking
Yeah,
regulators
absolutely
around the
right.
world who were involved in that situation.
That woman's...
It was
I missed the woman's reaction. Where was she? Oh God, yeah. Who could like a program like that? I mean, I guess it's informative. You know, I guess if you're into finances and politics and things, it's like into them. Oh, we don't get to see any more from that boardroom. That means the tape's come to an end. I'll put another one in. I'm feeling sprightly. Bet she has a first from Cambridge, quite possibly, yeah. Well, to even get into that room, you know, it's just as it was getting good, yeah. "15 tapes have been delivered to my house in London, where I'm not going to be for several months. If I'm lucky. Anyway. Tape number 39. It's a 180, that's good. And because it's from this same batch, I'm guessing it's probably SP. And then, after I've gone through this tape, probably call it a day then, but that will be quite, you know, we're probably a good half an hour away from, at least from the stream ending. So don't be writing me eulogy just yet, but go for a bit longer so I can have my lunch after you get off. 11:45 is a bit early. I'm doing my best, Daniel. Where do these tapes come from, Voltmark? They come from eBay, pretty much. I mean, these tapes come from FreeCycle. There was a woman who was, I think she was house clearing for her dead mum. She didn't explicitly say it, and I didn't explicitly ask because, you know, I've got not many social skills, but I've got a degree of social skills. Oh God, yeah, that's exactly what the point of this is, Voltmark. You know, that's why I'm calling it "What's on the Tapes," because we just don't know. And yes, we have. You know, I've managed to avoid streaming any blueies, but I've found some blueies. So what have we got here then? There's a bloke, and there was an old BBC Two ident, but I didn't see it. Henry V. I do, don't I? Yeah, maybe I'll get an FAQ set up. Yeah, no, and you know, it's an entirely fair and reasonable question. If you come into the stream for the first time.
God and his angels, God bless you.
Brian Blessed and the tennis ball speech.
Sure, we thank you.
I don't know where that is.
My learned Lord, we pray you to proceed
coming up in a bit.
And religiously unfold why the law salad that they have in France, or should.
Yeah, see, I quite often do that, although I'm kind of intrigued by the Brian Blessed tennis ball speech now.
The French unjustly glows to be the realm of France.
I don't, We Shoes 11. No, sorry, why? I only know two very terrible plumbers called Mario and Luigi, and they hardly do any plumbing at all. The bit where Henry gets delivered a chest of tennis balls. Didn't know Claire Balding could act. They are actors. I mean, how far in are we talking that Brian Blessed gets this wonderful speech? I don't know any sparks. No, We Shoes 11. What? Can you not use Google? Oh, he doesn't say, he just reacts to it. Never mind. Like, is this where it happens? Why is Tashiara this?
The pleasure of our fair cousin Dauphin. Your Highness, lately sending into France, could claim some certain dukedoms and the right of your great predecessor, King Edward.
This is it. Do I know any good VHS tapes? I mean, so far not this one, but...
He therefore sends you, meter for your spirit, this ton of pleasure. And in lieu of this, desires you let those dukedoms that you claim hear no more of you. This, the Dauphin speaks. What treasure, uncle?
Henry Tulip!
Tennis balls, my liege.
We're putting a lot on this Vault Mog. Watch Brian Bless's face. This better be. Tennis balls, Spalding alive.
His have turned his balls to dunstones, and his soul shall stand sore charged for the wasteful vengeance that shall fly with them. For many a thousand widows shall this his mocked out of their dear husbands, mock mothers from their sons, mock castles down, and some are yet ungotten and unborn that shall have cause to curse the Dauphin's scorn. But get you hence in peace, and tell the Dauphin.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Well, I didn't even know they had tennis balls, so I thank you for it. Sorry, yeah, it's meant to be Spalding's alive! I mean, it was an impactful bit of...
This was a merry message.
We hope to make the sender blush at it. Therefore, my...
Oh, there we go. Let's see how long Henry V is. I mean, I suspect it might well take up most of the tape. 2 hours and 18 minutes, so there's going to be a bit of space. Long, yeah. I mean, I feel like you maybe got more out of it than I did, but it was a nice speech. Lovely little speech. I've never been really that fussed about getting into Shakespeare. I mean, hey, Wadman. The soundtrack is available from ECA Records. Baby! That was weird. I don't know why I did that. I like the idea of Discworld more than I like Discworld. I've never really got into ELO. Sorry, I thought you said hello, but no. ELO.
You can stick a young baby in front of a...
You love old adverts, then you're fitting right at home here.
Nannies reveal their trade secrets tomorrow.
I think this is early 90s, isn't it? This is maybe mid 90s, yeah.
The Korean War, 3 years of fierce combat.
Keep it light, guys. This post-credit scene is weird.
For 4 decades, a world superpower denied its involvement in the conflict.
Now the truth is finally exposed.
New material has blown the gap, as it were.
But the fate of missing servicemen still remains a mystery.
They want your son during wartime.
Isn't that the fairly dreadful Guard show that Rebecca Pratchett has kind of basically said, we've not had anything to do with this. They cut us out very early on.
It's England versus France on the rugby field in Paris in 40 minutes, plus Ireland against Scotland, highlights of yesterday's opening matches in the Five Nations Championship in Rugby Special.
To be honest, I've still got Limmy's autobiography, Stuart Lee's book and David Mitchell's book from Christmas.
David Vine introduces Ski Sunday.
Yeah, it's a great. I like bits. I like what I've seen of like the TV things, but I can't really get on with his prose that much. Whose book rolls up? Yeah. You can tell I've never been skiing, can't you? No, sorry, Limmy's book.
Before we begin our coverage of this weekend's World Cup events, Ski Sunday extends its sympathy to the parents and family of Kirstine McGibbon. Kirstine, the British women's downhill champion, suffered a fatal accident.
That's alright, Rolls Up. My diction isn't always the best.
During the Lowlanders series of races. Kirstine was 20. She came from
It's a good point, Voltmark, yeah.
As a full-time member of the British Alpine ski team.
Oh, I mean, Grandstand is a banger. Hated everything about Grandstand. Apart from maybe Des Lynam. You can't hate Des Lynam. But Grandstand was a banger.
They have both downhill and slalom there.
There's a lot of death on. Yeah, it's not a very light tape. Oh, January '96. Okay.
2 hours drive north of Venice, is one of Italy's most stylish and fashionable resorts.
And if anybody knows about stylish and fashionable, Grandstand was on just before Doctor Who in the Tom Baker. I mean, wasn't born, mate. Wasn't born. I just like the bit in the Grandstand theme where it goes boom, boom. Imagine showing this to 20-somethings today. Yeah. Could well be Gareth, yeah.
Providing the complete package for the winter sports enthusiast.
I might. Yeah, I like the old ads and things, you know, and this is more fun. Well, unfortunately, I think we're not far off the end of the stream, so there might be some 20-somethings watching this stream. God, I hope not. There's a comedian on YouTube who sings along to the Grandstand thing. I'm sure there are many who sing with lyrics to that sort of thing. Do you know who you're on about? Because I like watching that kind of thing. I might well have done already. Paul the musician who rings the in-show plays those boing drums. Ah, perfect. There we go. I think I might need to clean the tape after this. I don't know whether it's just the tape that sounds distorted on, but I stretched it to 12 boy. That's quite alright.
Trouble in love. In Morocco, there's a
yeah, Brett Domino has one.
Every function you go to, you must meet at least 3 people. So that's your assignment for today.
Clean the recorder. Sorry, yeah, there.
Trouble in work. In Africa,
tape has coronavirus. I mean, that's almost a time-outable offence, lacrosse. Comedian you've seen. Tom, okay, I'll look that up.
Let them get on with it, or take to the road.
Don't get excited about life. Just live each day to your fullest.
BBC Two shows, however,
Don't get excited about life. Just live each day to your fullest.
Under the sun.
I mean,
A fresh series
I'll get excited if I want. I mean, I will probably won't get excited, but if I want to, I will. Dickhead.
George Walker, an ex-East End boxer with a talent for making money.
You've got to pick the right leisure property in the right place with the right operator.
Until the banks made his own board turn against him.
Wincing seeing people. A few people have said this, that, you know, in various contexts, they're wincing when they see footage of people. I've not got to the point yet in this thing where the cleaning fluid kind of.
Thursday at 8 on BBC Two.
Carol's plans for a romantic dinner are doomed thanks to Robbie and his fishing bait. EastEnders on BBC One now.
Classic episode.
Here on BBC Two, how the bare bones of evidence were used to reconstruct the life and times of the butchers of Foxgrove.
And we go back to another thrilling documentary. Bang ah. Bang ah. Okay. I found the Clearasil ad with Patsy Palmer a few times. They're all classic Pete, not a single bad episode among them. Well. Okay, let's just see if there's anything in the dying minutes of the tape after this documentary. Need to take the really Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, it's alright. I got you. There's BBC. Yeah, and that's why they brought them back last year, or the year before now, maybe. But yeah, I think they were only meant to bring them back for a sort of limited season, and they ended up having them back around for like a year or two.
That man was able.
Oh, very young Hugh Edwards. Well, as young as he got. It's not as young as he got, is it? Those guys from before have infected my speech. I have a really good episode of Horizon about music, but half of it got recorded. As is so often the way. Another. Hugh Edwards isn't dead. Oh, you mean the story he was reporting on? What's this? Jackie Hopkins, if you're watching this, thank you.
Careful, I'm afraid to touch you. I hurt your back.
Blowy. Yeah, birth night. I need to sort that out at some point. So I think we're going to get about 10-15 minutes of news to close out the stream, which is nice because it'll be a sharp relief to the news we're getting at the moment. It's BBC. I don't know. You can get a lot. You can get away with a lot, Voltmog, under the banner of art. It's tastefully mucky, yeah.
I miss him, I just miss him, I miss him, I miss him, I miss him, I know I shouldn't do this.
Do you think she misses him?
Juliet Stevenson and Alan Rickman.
Call it art, make it black and white.
How ago did Jamie die? Nina.
She really loved him. It's tragic.
Now there's another dead man.
Standing behind a glass wall.
I think you might be right, Voltmog. I think she might miss him. Oh, no SeaWorld Carlton, yeah.
Highly acclaimed film, Sunday at 10:05 on BBC One.
The new Radio Times has Barry Norman's pick of the premieres in a 5-page film special.
Carlton
It also contains
Banks.
listings for all television and major satellite channels.
This week, the inside story of Jennifer and June. Born as twins, they raged against the world as twins, speaking only to each other in a language no one else could understand.
sent to Broadmoor together for arson and released together after
That's
a
because
decade.
the guy was Alan Rickman,
Separated
Fault
by
Mark.
Jennifer's death in 1993. In this award-winning inside story, the silent twin speaks openly for the first time. Wednesday, 10:40 on BBC One. New Year football on BBC One in 20 minutes. Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest and
Oh, maybe it's
Tottenham
New
versus
Year's
Manchester
Day.
United in Match of the Day. And that's after the news now on BBC One with Hugh Edwards at 10:25.
No, it's a film, Truly Madly Deeply.
Tonight, the situation in the northeast is said to be critical. After the freeze, water pipes and mains are thawing and many are leaking badly.
Oh dear.
A warning from ministers that the Ulster Unionists will get no special treatment in return for parliamentary support. And police in Bristol hunt for clues after a man is shot dead as he tries to stop a robbery.
Okay.
Good evening. Water supplies in the northeast of England are severely disrupted tonight, and authorities say the situation in Newcastle and Sunderland is critical. The rapid rise in temperature after the freezing weather has left fractured mains and burst pipes. Water supplies in parts of Northern Ireland, Wales and Scotland have also been severely disrupted.
Oh no, that one I remembered, Fault Mark. That's, yeah.
They can. Engineers in the northeast are working against the clock to repair mains damaged in the sudden thaw. The water company says the situation is critical.
Gosh.
Extra staff were brought in to deal with emergency calls. 150,000 people are without water at the moment.
Look at all those 90s people.
750,000 by tomorrow. Newcastle and South Tyneside could be cut off unless the situation improves. One key problem is that reservoirs, already depleted in the summer drought, do not have enough reserve to cope with the
Look at
present
those
crisis.
computers, yeah.
It's now becoming a regional problem. It's affecting Tyneside, Wearside, and now parts of Teesside. We're doing all that we can to try and...
Can't imagine a crisis like it, can you, Claire?
Supplies, but the situation is such that people are going to see reducing pressures, and we're likely to see more of our customers...
They might get reduced pressure.
...over the next 24, 48 hours.
People are angry with the water company for not giving more help.
I can't make bottles up for the baby. We need the water
Theme
from
every other news theme, although the Channel 4 news theme.
Just to boil up the native and their foods.
Some areas of Scotland have also been badly hit. In Glasgow,
Yeah.
4 tower blocks had to be evacuated because
We
of
know,
flooded
Voltmog,
water tanks.
we know.
This afternoon, most residents were allowed back home to clear up the mess. Tankers are being used to bring water to towns that are completely cut off. It's a similar story in Northern Ireland, where rationing has been introduced. 20% of homes in Ulster have been affected. As people struggle with a not-so-festive end to the season, they're being reminded that the only way to stop the situation getting much worse is to use as little water
That baby's
as possible.
25, 26
Fiona Holden,
now.
BBC News.
Get out, Dan. We don't like the
Government
passage of
says
time
the
round
Ulster
here.
Unionists won't get any special treatment in return for their support in Parliament. John Major's Commons majority is down to 5 following Emma Nicholson's defection, and some Conservatives are now talking openly about the possibility of a minority administration.
Oh God, we can't have a minority Conservative government. Can't imagine that happening.
On the support of the Ulster Unionists. Today, the
Imagine that being your Christmas. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that must have been crap.
Conservatives' dwindling parliamentary majority could interfere with the peace initiative.
It would be most unfortunate.
You had that Christmas decoration, no doubt, came from Woolies. It might well have done.
To the suspicion that peace
Yeah,
in
no,
Northern
I
Ireland
hear
would
you,
allow
Eggroll.
suffer, because of internal
Wow, Conservative Party, thank God they didn't last. Yeah, quite.
But Sir Patrick Mayhew, the Northern Ireland Secretary, has insisted ministers will be even
I don't know,
in the
you know,
process.
The government will do its duty.
I welcome people of all political
to be right,
persuasions.
and I recognise no difference in the essential equation by reason of events of the last few days or even a longer period.
Emma Nicholson's dramatic defection.
Not all
from Liberal
political
Democrats
persuasions, no.
And the threat that more MPs might be lost.
If
has
you're
heightened speculation that
UKIP or
Tories
BNP,
might only
fuck
survive
off.
by leading a minority government.
Anyone else, though,
Callahan, the
pretty
last
much.
Labour Prime Minister, survived for more than 2 years without an overall majority. Senior Conservatives think Mr Major should do the same and avoid
That's
an early election.
so close to a ban. Whovian.
Into 97.
Oh no, not John Redwood.
That necessary support to win that general election, which is why I think it should carry on. At the moment,
Slimy
it has
git.
majority for competence issues in the House of Commons, and I trust it to still be able to command the confidence of the House well into 97.
With Conservatives accepting that the Prime Minister may have to face the humiliation of heading a minority government, it's clear that the turmoil created by Emma Nicholson's defection is focusing Tory anxieties on the stark reality that the end might be in sight for John Major's administration. Nicholas James,
Correct.
BBC News, Westminster. A man has been shot and critically injured in Northern Ireland. Police say they've not yet established a motive, but the shooting comes after a series of murders by a group calling itself Direct Action Against Drugs, which security sources believe is a cover for the IRA. The victim, who's in his 30s, had been visiting his girlfriend.
Following from the Monster Raving Loony Party would be absolutely well. I think that was who I actually cast my first ever vote for.
Police in Bristol are hunting 4 men they describe as armed and dangerous.
Sounds more like what, you mean a loose connection with the tape or in my VCR?
The dead man was Avon Berry, a 37-year-old caretaker who was married with 3 teenage
that's
children.
worrying if it's a VCR problem.
In the St Paul's area of Bristol, detectives say the gunman should not be approached.
Flowers were laid this evening outside the taxi office where the victim's
badly aligned VCR, right.
shot in the head at point-blank range, but staggered here to try to summon help. 37-year-old Evan
What a
Berry
maverick
was
you
a
were.
married
Well,
man with 3 teenage daughters.
I was 18. I kind of resented.
His wife Linda described him as a kind and gentle person.
Yeah, I didn't really care. I didn't want to vote.
In the heart of St. Paul's.
I knew I was part of the student union. I knew a lot of very politically motivated people. As part of the student union, there was kind of pressure on me to make sure I go out and vote. And I mean, I think we actually, John Redwood was one of the candidates. I think because we were in Reading. And I was just like, and then I looked at the ballot paper and I see the name Top Cat Banana Man Owen, Monster Raving Loony Party. I'm like, yeah, I'll vote for that. Tick. I wouldn't do it now, but
this area in the last month, both were thought to be drug-related incidents. The police say today's attackers were probably.
Although I still fully support the Monster Raving Loony Party and their policies.
The main thrust of this is we are just so surprised at the level of violence offered at such an early stage.
I did kind of open up the VCR and sort of rub the audio head with a cotton wool bud, but yeah. Sadly, Claire, he did not win. No. Top Cat Banana Man Owen did not become the Monster Raving Loony Party's first official MP.
Of the 2 men injured during the
actually, that's an assumption I'm making there.
Discharged from hospital and is now staying at a secret address. The other is under armed guard tonight in hospital and is expected to be interviewed by detectives tomorrow morning. Paul Newman, BBC News, Bristol.
There's been an excellent response to a police appeal.
Although I think he did defeat a couple of the least desirable sort of parties on the ballot paper, so you know.
On Christmas Day. Last night, police interrupted the music at the club to hand out leaflets and to ask for information from those celebrating New Year's Eve. Coach operators have condemned
Excelsior
coaches from travelling in the outside lane of motorways. They say it's likely to.
Your first selection was 97, so pretty big one, yeah, fair enough.
Started at midnight, and coaches will also have their speed limited.
Yes, Lord Buckethead and Count Binface. What's it?
Until last night, this express coach service from Bournemouth to London
is Buckethead cancelled? Why is that?
Slower moving heavy lorries or caravans on the M3 motorway by moving into the outside lane. So even if both the inside lanes were obstructed, there was no delay. But since midnight, it's been a different story. Although motorway traffic earlier this morning was light, the coach was regularly caught behind heavy lorries sticking rigidly to their slower lane.
Sorry, what is the news story here?
Even if they moved aside, other motorists were nervously hogging the middle lane and ignoring the flashing headlights.
Hey Chris, I'm not going to be here for long. I think that we've got about 5-10 minutes on the tape max and then I'll be going. But
followed by another heavy goods vehicle, all very close together. All travelling very close together and all travelling at 56 miles an hour.
Binface is the Buckethead from the other year, right?
It immediately slows. Now the effect of that is that
309?
is caused.
Was that the number of the bus?
Behind a coach, pushing a coach into the back.
I'm assuming that's not the number of viewers I've got, because that would be
very well used to the idea
crazy.
Of being able to use the outside lane of the motorway, and we have no evidence that causes any particular road safety hazard at all. I don't see why the situation will change when buses are also restricted from using.
The Peugeot 309, right?
The experiment is due to last 2 years.
I don't know. Has he missed anything special?
There'll be a public outcry.
Very thrilling ban. But yeah, just we were all in stitches, mate. All in stitches at the guy's banking anecdotes. Oh God. Sometimes they would go on ahead. You just found the bus guy's LinkedIn page. I mean, what's he up to now, Claire?
Bosnians have been celebrating a peaceful New Year after nearly 4 years of civil war, and NATO.
Yeah, why not? I don't often do it, but every now and then, you know, I did find the Facebook page of Jules, who, if you've not seen the game reviews I posted, yeah, that's probably the end. If you've not seen the game reviews, oh no, little bit of extra content.
Expecting from a marriage.
Len Clark, management consultant, LCCC UK, 2007 to present.
Is it all self-gratification that you want?
Oh yes.
Are you prepared to stand by the chap that you married, for better or worse?
Self-gratification all the way.
You know, it's all degrees, isn't it? And I mean, if they loosen up a bit, they realise their husband's much happier doing his own thing, and if they fall in with his plans, they'll be happier.
What rabbit hole have we fallen into here?
Lovely shot. Jolly realistic nuts.
Love a realistic nuts. There's some cracking 80s, 90s.
We do talk about what's going on in our husbands' lives and our own lives, but we have identities as well. I mean, you're a doctor.
And we all have identities. You do too?
Yes, I'm a teacher. We do other things.
Oh, you teach as well?
Yeah.
What?
But it's marvellous to come away, yes, and meet kindred spirits. It's almost a bit like an old girls' schools association, you know, where you meet old girls and you have a bond because you've all been at the same school. I mean, it's a bit like a schoolgirls outing.
Look, that's jolly good value too. Look at that.
Kiss, marry, kill.
You can laugh at the fact that you are miserable and think,
Well, they all have their own identities, Fault Mog.
Well, why not go
you know, you for instance, well, you have your identity too.
Don't
Don't pin this on me.
And people who say they're bored drive me potty. How can you be bored? There's so much to do. So I said, you can't be bored. You cannot be. You've got the wrong word. That is, yes, they're bored. I said, right, well then you're boring. You must be very boring to be bored. There's so much you can do. You
Takes
can
one to know one.
Somebody's worse
Eh?
off than you are. And then you won't be bored again. You'll realise how lucky you are.
Is that true or not?
Not always. No, some go away and commit suicide. But
Who is this?
You can't win them all.
Sorry, what?
Potty. How can you be bored? There's so much to do.
Oh, we don't.
So I said, you can't be bored. You cannot be. You've got the wrong word. That is, yes, they're bored. I said, right, well then you're boring. You must be very boring to be bored. There's so much you can do. You can go out and help somebody who's worse off than you are. And then you won't be bored again. You'll realise how lucky you are.
Is that true or not?
Not always. No, some go away and commit suicide. But you know, you can't win them all.
Fuck me! One more time.
People who say they're bored drive me potty. How can you be bored? There's so much to do. So I said, you can't be bored. You cannot be. You've got the wrong word. That is, yes, they're bored. I said, right, well then you're boring. You must be very boring to be bored. There's so much you can do. You can go out and help somebody who's worse off than you are.
Yeah.
And then you won't be bored again. You'll realise how lucky you are.
Is that true or not?
Not always. No, some go away and commit suicide. But you know, you can't win them all.
Crazy. What an absolute monster! Oh, I mean... Claire says, Pete, which part do you not agree with? It's just fact after fact after fact. Were they suicidal before she decided to cheer them up?
John Major has resigned as leader of the Conservative Party. He will stand in a leadership contest and until then remains Prime Minister.
Hard cut to flowers. I mean...
Only with the support of his party.
I can't...
That is why I'm no longer prepared.
This might be the highlight of the whole thing so far. I mean...
It is time to put up
wow.
Or shut up.
Oh, I'll never feel bored again, Claire.
Where's Bill this evening?
He's in London. He's got
I think we're allowed to be a bit mean about her, Dan. Yeah.
What time do you expect him?
Probably about 11, 10, 11. So unfortunately, he was hoping to be here, but unfortunately, I think he might just miss it.
Thanks for the clipping at Voltmog. Yeah, I'll make sure I share that. That's...
You just never know what's going to happen. The timetable's always changing.
Thank you so much for allowing us to come here. It's absolutely delightful. It's a lovely city. It's such a wonderful night.
She's there in the background just going, you're not bored, are you? You're not bored, are you? Here, have some pills. Christ.
I'm very self-contained and I always have been. I'm very lucky. But I love being on my...
Well, there we go. That is the end of the video. I mean, what an amazing way to end on. Wow. Thank you, everyone who's joined me, guys. Yeah. That was something, wasn't it? What have we got here? Oh no, that's what I've already... Yeah, so as I say, thank you, Jackie, if you're in. Yeah, make sure Twitter, YouTube, completely optional donation. Quote of the century, that was... Yeah, do tell people... Spread that clip around, the one that Voltmog's posted up there, because that is... I am pretty speechless. Yeah, spread that clip around, because I like that. I think that's... Yeah, tell your friends. And I'll hopefully be streaming again over the weekend. You know, I don't know when, but if you follow the Twitter and have your notifications turned on, you should get it. And yes, thank you. Everyone, have a great afternoon and don't be bored. Just do not be bored. Tell your friends, yeah, Hoovian, tell your friends not to be bored. Because, you know, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. This has been a lot of fun, and that was utter treasure. Don't be bored. Bye for now. Left it up.